Black African power. What's good? What's happening? A well-organized lie defeats a disorganized truth every time. Woo-hoo, wait. Man, y'all already know what it is. It's God Killer in the house. And Raw Squad up. Man, family, y'all already know what it is, man. Man, I come to do what I got to do because I'm going to do what I got to do. Yeah, we standing strong, we standing tall, and we unified on principles created by African people. We do not walk through this world with fear. We do not fear the white man's God, and we certainly do not fear the terminology presented to us to trick us out of our land, our birthright, and our ancestry, and our way of life. Like the great John Henry Clark said, rather go to hell with the truth than to heaven with a lie. Why would the great Kulu Kulu say that? He was trying to give you a message. And he was trying to tell you the secret to living here on earth is to live without fear. And so it's about time in 2016, man, that we start to relish and enjoy and learn some of our West African history. And what better way to do it, right, than to put together some powerful young individuals to help in that process, to be a gleaming example on what it means to be African. Man, you know what I'm saying? So that's exactly what it is. We're going to get it in, and we're going to go ahead and do what we're supposed to do. It's going to be a long year study, and we're going to learn a lot. And we're going to keep pushing and pushing and pushing till we get it. We're going to keep pushing the hearts and the minds of the people because for the most part, we're running around glorified Christians. Barely even know how to be Muslims because we still be glorified Christians. And even when we Muslims, we still glorified Christians. And even when we Hebrews, we still glorified Christians. Glorified Christians. And even when we Kemites, we still glorified Christians. We ain't even got enough sense to know that just because you add the title Kemet or Egypt to something, that shouldn't, in the mind of the scholars, legitimize it. It should be the information that legitimizes the thing that you're dealing with and the thing that you're talking about. Case in point, there's a whole lot of New Age books written that constantly talk about Kemet, but under no circumstance represents the customs and tradition of Kemet. Most of us has brought into that framework, and we yell of our mouth that certain people are dealing with Europeans. Y'all hear it around here. Well, I'm a raw squad, deal with white information, white scholarship. Dumb. 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 So I challenge you today. I challenge you, all you crystal lovers. Show me the ancient Kemites worshiping crystals. Magical power crystals. Please show me that. Huh. Yeah. Well, I ain't going to stay on that too long. Today's show, man, is an important show. We want to deal with an African tribe that I have DNA ties to. So I suggest y'all get y'all DNA test and celebrate your West African history. And I'm talking about probably one of the most powerful tribes in Africa that are barely talked about. And I start to understand why we don't talk about it. We don't talk about it. They don't talk about it. Because if we talked about it, you would scratch your head and beat your chest and say, wow, there was Africans in Africa that wouldn't fold under the pressure of Islam, Christianity, and Judaism for decades and decades, for centuries. And they stood fast to their African customs and traditions. That's why they won't teach you about the great, incredible mossi. So for a good starting reference, my favorite book, The Destruction of the Black Civilization, Great Issues of Race, from 4004 BCE to 2000 AD. Off the chain. So hit one of your keypads, join us in the conversation, and meet the mossi. Meet some of the young brothers and sisters that's going to form this thing that will help the world to understand what it truly means to be African. Brother Ishmael Law, I'm a Raw Squad Up. What's good, brother? What's happening?
I'm a Raw Squad Up, brother. How you doing this evening, family?
Hey, and you know what it is, man. We doing it again. You know, keeping the young brothers and sisters involved in their own education.
Yeah, that's really what time it is. I mean, you know, we're not looking for just regular soldiers. We're looking for the young warriors that are going to stand up for the culture on the highest level, academically, physically. That's what we're looking for, and that's what it takes. So yeah, this is definitely the next level, and 2016 is that time to do that.
Yeah, we get some brothers and sisters that just love Africa, man. Period, man. And we're gonna stay close to them, man. And it's just, you know, it's an important evening. It just is, man. And we just learn about what the mossi really stood for, man. You know, they ups, they downs. You know, what got them in the end. And it's just a glaring example, I mean, of good, tight leadership to the end. And it's a good character to the end. I mean, just period. It's just if you would have to pick an African nation, you know what I'm saying, me personally, you know, I would pick the mossi for being an example of how it was to have character, how you supposed to do what you're supposed to do, how you supposed to stand strong in your custom, in your tradition. I mean, and it's just, you know, and it's a powerful, powerful nation. And as a matter of fact, it was a Pan-African nation because it was different groups that came together, like Voltron, right, to form, you know, the Mossi Kingdom. So, you know, it is what it is.
That's exactly what it was. Various tribes, various families coming together and unifying in order for the protection of the culture itself. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Okay, man. So, you know, the Mossi, man, let me get one of the Mossi Warrior Clan members in here. Brother Ben. What's good, brother?
Black African Power.
Good. What's happening? Black African Power, Ben. You know what it is. The Black Panther. What it do?
What's going on, Black Panther? You know, Mossi Warrior Clan spears up. What's going on,
right,
Brother Ish?
I'm a Raw Squad Up, Grego.
Hey, I'm a Raw Squad Up, man. Mossi Warrior Clan. Hey, Ben, man, you know, you've been doing a lot of work, you know what I'm saying, on West African cultures, man. And, man, it's good, you know, to just have you here, brother. You know what I'm saying? being one of the young leaders, man. It's a powerful day, brother. You know, and man, you got a lot of abilities going with you, young brother. You know what I'm saying? You got a lot going for you. And, you know, we just want to make sure, yo, that we all stay close to home. And, man, so it's good, brother. It's a good day.
Well, you know, a lot of people ask me, why do I go so hard for West Africa? And it's a couple of reasons. Number one, we know, courtesy of the transatlantic slave trade, or as it should be called, the transatlantic kidnapping trade, that most of our roots go to West Africa. Most of Africans in America, if you do a DNA test, is going to point to West Africa. Maybe some parts of Central Africa, but for the most part, you're going to see West Africa. So we tend to focus on other African nations that we may or may not have a direct line to. But I think it's time, as you know, we spent enough time in Kemet, we spent enough time in Ethiopia, we spent enough time in the Nubian area. Let's shift the focus to something that we have direct bloodline to, which is West Africa, which has kind of been left out in the cold and been the red-headed stepchild of the African studies. So I like to shift the focus to a place that we have direct ancestral lineage to. That's one reason why I do it. Another reason is I'm West African. My father was born in Banjul, Gambia, which is inside of Senegal, which is West Africa. So I have a whole part of my father's family on my father's side is all West Africa. So I'm a part of those customs and traditions. I'm a part of the traditions of Ifa. So I live this. So this is another reason why I stay in West Africa. And, you know, I can go to other parts of Africa, but I like to stay in West Africa because I just think the other parts of Africa have had their time.
All right, man. You know what, man? It's just, you'll see, man. It's just a beautiful thing, man. We're just studying Africa, period, man. We can run all around Africa.
Oh, yeah.
You know, we did a detailed study in South Africa, brought the brand new information to people.
Absolutely.
And, I mean, you know, people was, like, astonished for the information we brought as we traveled up the rivers, man, ended up in the Nile. You know, as people migrated from West Africa into the Sahara to the Nile. I mean, you know, ain't nobody doing it like that for education, man. But you specifically, brother, even on that West African thing, demystifying it, brother. And I think that's, you know, that's what it is, man. Let me get my main man in here, man. Man, boy, where you at, Bunchy Carter? You know what it is, man. My
Black African Power.
Man, what's good, Black Excellence Media? What's up, brother? What's up? What it do, Bunchy?
Black Africa Power, OG, Mozzie Clan, Spears up. What's good, Black Panther? What's up, Ish?
Spears up, brother.
Spears up,
man.
How's it going, King?
Glad to have the platform, man. Hey, I'm gonna speak in a minute. I'm glad you let me in. I'm gonna click over and call everybody else for you.
No, they might be on the line, brother. I don't know. You gonna merge them in like that, or what you doing? I don't know. Just check. It's all good, man.
All right, bet. All right, I'm gonna check on them. Give me 1 second.
All right, you know what I'm gonna do for a minute, man. First of all, man, you know, we had brother Sarnetta. We had brother Sarnetta came in Atlanta, and it was a powerful, powerful weekend, man. We was live streaming and stuff, man. But you know, we take a lot of weight around here. The Raw Squad, the Team Osiris. You know what I'm saying? The mossi. You know what I'm saying? They ain't even came with them yet. But what these young brothers and sisters are going to offer, I know the nonsense is going to start. Right? The hate, the spew. Right? We know this. But Brother Sarnetta came in town, and he came to document the elders' life, the elders and their life and times interview. You know, to make sure that they get on the platform to continue to be recognized and noticed. Okay? And, you know, brother didn't ask for it, but, you know, we gave the brother some money for coming in because, man, when NBC and ABC, you know, send their peoples in. You know what I mean? They always get paid for it. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
And so we wanted to make sure the brother Sarnetta was good and secure, and so we paid him some money.
Mm-hmm.
This brother, Sunday, today, he goes down to what I feel like is one of the greatest schools we got, ran by the Barudis. Man, y'all know Brother Barudi,
man.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he goes down to the school, shoots the elders and all that.
That's
and
epic.
do you know what Brother Sarnetta do, man? Brother Sarnetta takes the money that we gave him, adds some money to it, and gives it to him in support of their school.
Oh, wow.
Man, you know he probably don't want nobody to say nothing, right? But
Right,
I'm talking
that's
that
Black
shit
African
everybody be
power.
talking. Right, don't
Man,
words. We don't do nothing with this. We can't even give the brother no money. He giving it to the school.
Right.
And it weighs heavy on my heart because this is a legitimate school, and if that school had $300,000, what the hell would that be?
Man,
all right? It's
that,
a message in there for us. It's not a mystery school system. It's a real damn school. You feel me?
Yeah.
And this is what we will be dedicated to, things like that. You know what I'm saying? So this clan, the Mossi clan, we're going to be dedicated to making sure we support the small schools. Where you at, Bunchy?
I'm right here. I just wanted to say real quick too about the Mossi clan. One of the things that I like the most.
Don't say it yet. Don't say it yet. You jump
all
out.
right, I'm gonna say it. I got my eye on the line though. I'm in on the line just to let you know.
All right, well, hold on. We're gonna get them next. And that's
the
strong brother too.
The sister.
All right, well we're gonna let the. Hold on for a second. I just want y'all know that Bunchy is also on Team Osiris. And y'all say, well, how did that happen? Man, study the damn Mossi, man. Clans came together, man. Get that.
Right.
Understand that through y'all thick heads. It's a chain that won't be broken. Let's just get this straight here. Understand what's going on in front of your face, in front of your eyes. And recognize, that we're going to build this thing and continue to build this thing on out. All right? Before we start bringing in the other brothers, I want to get started in here real quick. Let me see where you at real quick, and then we're going to bring that sister in first. All right? Let me see. I think the Sarnetta. Where you at, Sarnetta? Sarnetta. Hold on, let me see. Hold on, let me see. I think this is it right here. Hold on, 1 second. 1 minute. Well, we got it filled up in here tonight. Let me see. Well, you got something that hit one on your joint, man. Real quick.
Hey, the sister is area code 313.
I got you. All right. Something you're going to do one of your keypad, man. Hold on. 1 second. I got the sister next. Let me get. Hey, Sarnetta, this you, brother? Hold on 1 second. One more second. Ben.
Yo.
Hold on, brother. 1 second. 1 second. All right, we're just gonna let the sister in, man. I tell you what, Ben. I'm gonna let you introduce the sister here, man. This is it's just a powerful sister just starting to pop up out of nowhere, man. You know what I mean? And just to have a conversation with a sister that mind is right where it's supposed to be and strong, man. It's just a new day. And to be young, because I remember when I was their age, right? What I was doing. It's just crazy, man.
I know,
it's
right?
Crazy. Yeah, it's just crazy when I was 22, 23. I wasn't nowhere where none of y'all at.
None of
them. And it just keeps me powered, man. Crazy. You said it 313?
Yeah.
All right, hold on. 313. How you doing, sis? Mossi Warrior Clan. What's good, sis? How you doing?
Peace, y'all. Hello?
Yeah, you live and open. You here?
Oh, no, my bad. I had her on mute. I merged her in. My bad. That was me.
How you measure in on
All
both
right.
lines? How you do that?
We're a family. I clicked over and called her. Go ahead, sis. Go ahead. My bad.
No, you ain't married.
Yeah,
Go ahead. I guess
okay,
I won that
Peace
line.
King, thank you for the introduction, and thank you again for just accepting me and bringing me into the family and everything. I appreciate it. So I'm just really jumping into the conversation. So what are we discussing tonight? Hello?
Yeah, we still here. Y'all hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I hear you.
Oh. Hey, you want to answer that or you want me to fill it in?
No, go ahead, Ben. Ben got to get his sister a real introduction, man. Tell the family her name, man.
This sister Danielle right here, she's a part of my story.
Oh, okay, yeah. Let me do a proper introduction. My bad. Okay.
Yeah, tell the people
My
who
name
you
is
are.
No, Ben got you, though. Ben, he going to introduce you and you can come in.
Okay.
All right. As said, some sisters are starting to step to the forefront, which I've been waiting on, because we can't have a male-dominated teaching circuit, a male-dominated male-dominated families. We need sisters out there so they can speak to other sisters and men to balance that energy, right? So this sister right here, Bunchy, got an eye for talent. We had a good conversation. We talked over some things. She got a good head on her shoulders. She's real humble, willing to learn. She's willing to get out there and preach real Black African power. So without further ado, this is Sister Danielle of the Mossi Warrior Clan.
Hello. Okay, peace, everybody. Thank you again for the lovely introduction, and thank you for inviting me to be a part of the Mossi Clan family. I appreciate it. I guess, a little about myself. I'm 20 years old, born and raised in Detroit. I don't know. I got on this conscious journey, at a young age, because, when I got into middle school, I just started digging deep into our history and finding more and more about our people, where we came from, and I just got so connected to it. I just wanted to learn more, and then I started digging deeper into religion and the government and things of that nature, and I was like, man, this is all some bullshit. There is really this oppressive, unjust system out there to keep me at the bottom. So I just kept digging deeper into research. Once I, towards the end of, my high school career, I started digging deeper into chemin and metaphysics and stuff like that.
High school.
And I just got on this Black power tip. I was like, man, we need to really come together as a people and really focus on building one another up and nation build. And not just say we're going to nation build. We have to actually get into that mindset and start taking accountability and actually put out some solutions,
So I agree with you 1,000,000%. And
High school, man.
Yeah. Welcome to
I
the
was
family.
nowhere near.
Heck, what high school?
Wait, real quick.
Man, please.
High school. Come on, man. Hold on, Bungie. Oh, you want to ask something, Bungie? Go ahead, Bungie.
I can't hear what you say. My fault. I'll wait. Somebody's about to go next. I was going to ask a question.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, sis, did you hear that show that we was on earlier with the feminists?
Yeah, I was listening to it. I loved what they had to say. I wanted to call. I did call in actually, but they never did get to me.
Right.
But I did want to add on to that conversation because they were talking about the word, about feminism and things of that nature, and where they were coming from with their version of feminism was from a place of love and unity for our people. So that was something that I really loved. And they also talked about how our women don't know who they really are. I mean, even including the conscious ones, the conscious ones don't know who the hell they are. I mean, they're getting their hair locked up and wearing the aunts and wearing the kente cloth and everything. But still, that's all really just a facade behind all the superficial things. They still really don't know who they are. They have no identity. And then you got the men saying, you know, the black woman is God and she's the supreme being and stuff. But then behind closed doors, they're still treating this woman like shit. And
absolutely.
And of course, it's not all the men, but you know, I've been noticing that a lot in the so-called, the quote-unquote conscious community. That we keep putting up these facades and thinking everything is just all cool and we're God and we're doing this and that. But really, I mean, how are we God? We're God, but we can't even provide for ourselves. We can't even build anything sustainable for our children.
I agree with you. Let's look up the word feminism for a minute and see where we at. You know, I'm big on words, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So feminism, semantics. Okay, just basically the belief that men and women should have equal rights and opportunities. Okay, first of all, if you even got to think about that, then something is already out of order for you. Okay? All right? Organized activity in support of women's rights and interests. Once again, so you mean to tell me that who's ever using that word, the women's rights and institutions aren't already in place at the foundation of whatever you just built? And the women got to step up and have to fight for that? And so I would just like to say that to those black women that had that show, black women were never feminists. Absolutely, positively not. And as we detailed through the mossi in West Africa and East Africa and South Africa, you'll find out that feminism absolutely had nothing to do with them. And we should probably read the text in The Destruction of the Black Civilization when he talks about, you know, the different departments for the men and the women and how all those things coalesce. So it never was that problem at all. And so we just need to really upgrade our studies a whole lot and look and understand that the feminist movement was a movement of white women, and they ushered in what you want to call the goddess worship based off the fact that they weren't given no play in their religion. So they invented one. All you gotta do is Google goddess for a minute. You'll see all damn white women. Right? And they ushered in lesbianism and the whole 9 yards. So we need to really take a step back once again, refocus, and stop running and get into our own culture, and where you'll find the woman in positions of power. That's what we need to do. So I just want to kind of make that clear.
Right. And I personally, I don't use the word and I don't identify with the word, but I did see where these women were coming from with it. Like I saw, I mean, they have their own definition of it, but I mean, it was all about the intention and the energy that they had behind the word that they were using.
Hey, but sis, real quick, did you hear when I told him on the show they didn't want to let me get my shine, man, because I was coming with some references and sources. Just like I said, like I respect their opinion on their disposition because I respect them as my sister. But when we dealing with black people issues, we need to have a defined understanding of what's going on, not only as far as their reality but our reality. You know what I mean? To be able to decipher the two. And before they cut me short, I was actually going to tell them if we don't understand how, because remember, I don't know if you heard me, I asked the sis. She said, well, we was the fall of our family when I said how white supremacy broke down the family. I said, well, do you have a reference or a source on that as to how we broke down our own family? And she said my source was my soul.
Yeah, she said her own soul, yeah.
Right, and people play that game because they don't study. Right. So when you say, when we learn the fall of Africa, I know Ankh gonna go in and Black Panther and Isha going more. It has nothing to do with feminism or the black family falling to our own victim. It was a number of things that took place. You know what I mean? So we just gotta start being honest. We don't need to be making up things. We got enough things on the plate to deal with.
Well, you know what? That's
definitely.
That's interesting. Let's get the other brother Amin. Where you at, brother?
I'm in my eye. You there, brother?
Oh, no doubt. Just listening.
Okay, well, look, man, let me introduce you to the people, man. And first of all, let's start this off with the literature, all right, that you have produced. Let's do this first, right? Because at the end of the day, when we all gone away, back into the dust, back into the natural elements, you know what I'm saying? What is it that what is it that you will leave in your community, right, that will be better off, okay, after having had your works? What is it? So let's talk about that first, Brother Armin. What books have you produced that you feel will help the black community?
I would say I have a 3-volume series, but volume 3 of The Roman Illusion, and that's written by me, Amin Mahat Ra. It deals with the origins of Christianity, Judaism, and Islam. Volume 3 focuses on the origins of Islam and giving a general explanation of how it's not indigenous to African or African lifestyles throughout the continent, and how to basically, focus on a different identity through what our ancestors laid forth. As you said, there's so many primary sources to help lead us back on the path of how our ancestors laid out governmental structure, how we address the community, how we built the community. So we have that. And then my latest book is called The Amin Ra Illumination. And it's just general introduction to chemists, the deities or forces of nature, and trying to make links. So even if we deal with the quote-unquote metaphysics, the magic, the mysticism, we always tie into doing our rituals, even if you're into candle magic, whatever you're into, tie it into when you conduct that ritual, spend money with your community. Go to a black business.
Right.
Go to a black business, buy your candle, and go to Jupiter. Go to Mars. Go to one of these sisters. And there's so many sisters in our community that are natural seamstresses. They're natural fashion designers. If you want to rock a kente cloth, even if you fake, go to the sister in your community and say, hey, I need you to make this kente cloth. I'm trying to pretend that I'm African. So and spread that money through the women. And so we can, feed these babies and teach our babies how to be entrepreneurs. So with me, even if you want to freestyle to the moon, to Orion, whatever you want to talk about, aliens, if you want to get some type of contact with aliens, spend money with people in your community. And then go greet little green men. That's all right with me. But spend money with your community, and everybody in the community through group economics, we can chip in and buy a flying saucer. But after we pay our bills and make sure the light is, you know what I'm saying? So that's my primary focus, and different ways to go about that. So the Roman Illusion series, 3-volume series, we have that, and then the Amin Ra Illumination. But other than that, I'm so grateful to be here, brother. I've learned so much, throughout the times watching you teach, and all of you brothers, Timo, Cyrus, help out the community. So this is really great, and it's really good to sit back and listen to the sisters talk and hear the feminine balance. So with that said, I'm just grateful for being introduced, and let me listen. Y'all do what y'all do.
All right, there, brother. All right, that's right. Mossi Warrior Clan, man. Boy, spears up. See, so we got that power, brother. He's already got the literature in place. So let this be an example, right? We produce literature that will be around long after we're gone. Let that be a good example for us, and we just kind of need that. Where you at? Where you at, Bunchy Carter? Where you at, brother?
Right here.
Right. Anybody else on the line? That's all we got right now? Who we got?
Yeah, that's it. I think Karu probably taking it down. He got work in the morning.
Yeah,
that's only when we miss the whole shoot. We got to get in contact with Gucci.
Yeah, we got to get in contact with him, yeah. All right, so we just found a way to intertwine certain things to keep the chains real tight, and it's just important. And, of course, we got the hood leading the way, you know what I'm saying, just to balance out that energy. And it's just very important. You want to add something there, Brother Ish? You want to add something, Brother Ish? And we can get into the Mossi.
No, but everything's flowing real good. We're good right now. Go ahead. You can continue.
Okay. All right. And so, man, let me go to my favorite book. Now, you know what? Where you at, Bunchy? You want to start off with something, man? You need the floor first, brother.
As far as the Mossi clan?
Yeah, what you want to say? What you want to say about that clan, yo?
Oh, well, the most important thing to me that I like about the Mossi clan is the fact that it was a confederate of United States of different nomadic people that was either wandering or the people that was already stationary that came together to fight off different oppressors of the land, whether it was the Asians, the Arabs, or the Europeans. They fought them, got them off the land, and then gave the rights back to the indigenous people of the land. And that is a key element as far as methodology, where we can go back in history and extrapolate data that's applicable right now, because that's what we put our reality under, that we're going to come together and build a conglomerate or a family under this black African power and wherever else fall under that, and restore our communities and neighborhoods. You know what I mean?
Got you. Where you at, Brother Ben? You want to add something?
Yeah, we know it's time to now the three kingdoms, the 10 codes, go through the huh?
Your phone going in and out.
Oh, my fault. Hold on for a second. I was saying that, we know at one time the Mossi were organized into the three kingdoms, the Tenko Dugo, the Wagadugu, and the Yatinga. And these were three of the kingdoms that came together to make the Mossi warrior clan. Now, the Mossi clan was made up of other groups as well in the area which is called Burkina Faso today, which is the second largest ethnic group in the Côte d'Ivoire, which is commonly known to as the Ivory Coast. But the unique thing about the Mossi warrior clan is that you have all these different Africans together, right? And they had a decision that said, you know what, we're not going to let these foreign elements, these foreign religions, these foreign ways of thinking, these un-African ways of thinking, we're not going to let them conquer us, right? So we have differences between our tribes already, but we're going to come together and we're going to make this warrior nation built upon our principles of what we have in common. And I think that's a model we can use for today, because we got all the different groups out there. We got the Moors, we got the Hebrew Israelites, we got all these different, right? But these Africans came together and said, you know what? We'd rather be with each other than be with that oppressor.
Yeah.
So you know what we're going to do? All these foreign religions, we ain't having it. We ain't having it. We're going to stick to our own customs and traditions. And they had different customs and traditions within the Mossi kingdom. But you know what? They had enough respect for each other to do them and not make it a mandatory thing, or you got to do this, you got to do that. No, it wasn't colonialism. It was just respecting each other's place in the African nation. So, they had to trade with Muslims at one time, but they told the Muslims, don't come in here with that foreign religion, because we're not having it. And they had a saying in the Mossi clan, whenever you see a white man in your land, you're dead.
Yeah, and
so they didn't tolerate invaders. They didn't tolerate oppressors. Like, that was a major thing in the Mossi clan. Do not let white men even come to our soils, because they had learned from experience. So rather than make the same mistake as their ancestors, they stood on the shoulders of their ancestors and said, we got to make a change, or we're going to end up just like them in chains. So I think it's a great model that we can live today. I mean, everything from the rites of passage to how they live.
Right.
The spiritual system, they had it broken down into the warriors. They had it broken down into the priests. And they did different things, They still had their indigenous spiritual rites. They still did their rituals, There was one part of the tribes that did the ceremonies with the mask. And then there was the other part of the tribe that were just straight warriors. I think they call the Nakamos. The Nakamos.
You mean Namos?
I know it has a K. It's like Nakomse or something like that. They were the straight warriors, and they were like the power behind the class, almost like royalty. And then you have the 10 Bapsi, which were like the priest. I think that translates to people of the earth. And then you have other little subgroups within the Mossi clan. So they had everything covered. And when I was looking at the clan, I was like, man, this is exactly how the Amara Squad did it. This is exactly how Team Osiris has it. This is exactly how Magi Archers do it. So what better name for a group than something we already practicing?
Absolutely. Let me if you go to page Destruction of Black Civilization, page 210, it talks about the 5 groups that actually form the Mossi Empire. Europeans don't want to call it empire, and they play this game loosely. Yes, and it's interesting that the United States is nothing but a conglomerate. Which the French, the British, you know what I'm saying? They come together to form the damn United States. German tribes. So, you know what I mean? Get out of here with that crap. You can't fool us. So, look, let's come to page 213. And I think this is essential on why I need us to actually mimic the behaviors of the Mossi. Now, watch this. See, the political system, how democratic, was unsurpassed by any state anywhere in the world. That system was developed by Africans. Okay? The family was the smallest social, economic, and political unit. The extended family council, for example, settled all cases involving offenses by members which affected only the family or were not serious enough to be carried to the village court. Watch this. This is important. Bad behavior by one member. Let me hit the remix. Bad behavior by one hit the remix. Bad behavior by one member was a reflection on the rest of the family. Let me do it real slow so everybody listening. Mossi, Warrior Clan, Team Osiris, Amara Squad up. Bad behavior by one member was a reflection on the rest of the family. Creed, right, of first, individualism had no place in the society. What one did was either a credit to his family or dishonor. Now, we starting to see traditional Africa. Understand that, right? So Unc can't be running around crazy as hell, all by himself, a madman, proclaiming to be the prince of any goddamn thing. All right? Let's get this understood. That by my behavior reflects the Amara Squad, right? My behavior reflects the Mossi Warrior Clan. My behavior reflects the Amara Squad, Team Osiris. We got to really understand this. People listening, like when the young babies is listening in on the show, when you go out and act a damn fool in traditional Africa, right? You're doing a disservice to your family first. You're bringing shame on your family. And this is the main thing that we have lost as African people. We feel no more shame. So we can run out there, act crazy as hell, do all kind of things, right? Destroy your mother's name, your father's name, your family name, and it don't matter. All for the sake of some good weed and some good music and some good coke and some crack, and that shit all right. Because I done made a few dollars. Right. Because we have been taught Europeanisms. Where you can act crazy as hell, go kidnap a whole group of people, and it ain't reflecting nothing because that's just what we do. Just important. So I just want to kind of put that in there because that's a absolute example that we got to look at and govern ourselves. You know what I mean? From this moment forward, just period. And everybody listening as the show go around the world. You know, sit your family down and talk to the babies. You know, let them know that when they leave the house, they representing you. Really. You know what I'm saying? And it's just important, and we just lost that, and hopefully, you know what I'm saying, by these groups being formed and our behavior being exact, you know, and upholding the group, you know, understanding that, man, it'll just, you know, it'll start to reflect in our communities, man. And so it first has to reflect in the family, right? And as it reflects in the family, because the community is nothing but a group of families. So, you know, that's just very, very important. Anybody want to add something to that?
Yeah, everything you just said was just spot on. Like, we just lost all respect for ourselves, and part of that is because we really don't know ourselves. Our people don't know who they are because they've just been stripped away from their culture and programmed so deeply. So we have to really come together, do research, and really just try to reconnect back with our culture and retain those values that we lost.
So on a group, she said the oldest known body was the woman when they only walked the earth, and it was called, are you ready? Homo Solar Augustus.
What?
I'm done.
What?
I know,
done.
because the phone started cutting off, and I didn't hear the whole thing of what she said.
The what? The what, yo?
But she said that the black woman was the first human being on the earth or something like that.
And then she said it was Homo Solar Augustus.
Augustus? Woo, she just flew off the planet with that.
Homo Augustus, man.
Solar.
Where you find that? Where do you get that? I mean, seriously, what's
it? Hand me my spear.
Where's the spears at? Let's pin that on the wall. Homo Solar Augustus. Maybe she didn't mean that. I don't know, man. But watch this. I mean, not even, you know, I'm not even really trying to make fun of it, but I mean, the problem is deeper than I really thought it was. And you know, the Amara Squad, seriously, the Amara Squad was formed to clean up the pseudo shit in our generation, and we did that. Yeah. Right? But then, you know, Team Osiris and now the Mossi Warrior Clan, you know, man, y'all got to deal with all that. And I'm telling you that the new age material, buy it, right? And look at it, and you'll find that they'll take African cultures and throw that European thing all over it. Rename it, rehash it out, and have you talking crazy as hell, or have you on spaceships. You know what I'm saying? You know, I promise you this. Like, by the time you finish, you'll look at yourself and say, "We ain't did shit. We ain't built nothing. We ain't did nothing. Somebody from somewhere, the 15th galaxy, has come in and built this, and then the womanhood gets stripped. So you'll have a whole group of women in a group naked, looking at each other, dancing around, crazy, Roman Empire, Greeks. You know what I'm saying? Y'all gonna be out there. I promise you this. And looking at the stars, trying to make shit move, but ain't building up in alignment with the stars.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I promise you this. Seriously, doing everything but what you really supposed to be doing, and that's being focused on your babies, on your food, on your clothing, on your shelter, and building institutions, right, that uphold the way that will continue us moving in a direction that's beneficial to our people. Our people. Right. You know what I'm saying? That's
all they did.
I mean, go ahead, sis.
I was going to say, all they did was trade in white Jesus for a profit. So basically, I mean, it really is just religion. You know, it's the same game, just a different playing field, as I always say. You know, all this levitating and teleportating to the 86th dimension. I mean, it's all a form of escapism. So instead of us focusing on the issue that we have right now and coming up with practical solutions, we're like, oh, we got to get back on our spaceship and go to planet Risk, and we got to teleport and astral project to this dimension and that dimension instead of just focusing on what's going on right here on planet Earth. Because right now, we don't have our shit together.
Mm-hmm. That's what Amos Wilson told us. Check whatever you believe in against reality.
And I feel like, I mean, our people have been programmed so deep to a point where they have to believe in something because again, like I said, it's escapism. So they need something to take them away from facing their harsh reality.
I was at work today, right, sis? And I invited this Hebrew brother to the event February 6th, right, y'all? So the brother, he asked me, pulled me aside, he said, yo, I've been hearing you talk. He's like, what you into a little bit? What do you believe? So I said, I believe in black people, bro. Like, I don't get into none of that stupid stuff,
Right.
I believe in what I can build with my hands, what I'm tangibly building for my community when I leave this physical existence. So he was like, well, he said, what you trying to do at the event? I said, well, I'm trying to unite black people as much as I can so we can focus on this cooperative economics and still whoever y'all want to identify with, y'all can keep that at the door and we build from there. So the brother tells me in response to his solution is that that's not going to work until black people realize that they're under a spell by, I think, Jacob or one of the characters from the Bible.
Oh, my God.
And
did you tell him that he was the one casting the spell?
Yeah.
Did you tell him that he was the one putting the damn spell out there?
I gotta leave the conversation alone.
Good.
That's crazy though, because I was talking to an Israelite today too at work, and she was basically saying that the reason why we went through slavery and we're oppressed right now and going through all these issues is because we keep rejecting the Most High. We keep disrespecting and not obeying the Most High, and I'm like, okay. Like
what she say?
She was like, I don't care what nobody believes. She was like, I don't care what nobody believes. There's a guy and there's Jesus Christ and all this other stuff. I'm like, okay.
I just want to ask y'all. Can I ask y'all a question real fast?
Ben, she said what though, Ben? Ben,
I want to ask a question fast.
No, I'm saying you said what's this? They say to keep rejecting getting the Most High.
We keep disobeying the orders of the Most High. That's what she kept saying. And that's why we're
trying
in
to get the most.
We're in now.
Because we keep getting the Most High.
we keep disobeying. We keep disobeying the Most High.
Wait, we keep getting the Most High.
Disobeying, my bad.
No.
2 minutes, man. I need 2 jobs.
The Most High.
Right now.
Yeah, all right, that's bananas. How is Joe at, man? Let me see who's phone at, man. Hold on, man. Crazy. All right, let me go. Let me go right in. Hold on. Let's keep it on the mossi so we don't get too high. The Most High. Crazy. All right, let me. The Most High. All right, 1 second. Hold on. All right, I'll see you, Joe. Got you. Let me get you in here real quick. The Most High. Well, that's funny. You know what, though? That's just a framework of just thinking, man, and I think we can break that. And I think we should represent the Most High principles, in our particular community. What's good? What's happening? I'm a Raw Squad Up. What's good, brother?
Squad Up, man. Hold tap to everyone on the call. Yeah, I've been listening in. I'm just taking it in, really. I've been in the queue like last week. Unc is I don't know, man. You kind of keep me on hold forever.
Say the best for last. My fault.
I was just about to say that. Say the best for last.
It's like that.
No,
what the hell's going on with Unc?
No, so yeah, I'm listening in, and I'm taking it in. I had a couple things to say, but the conversation done eased on, so I just sit back and listen in.
You get the rewind button.
Put down your vote.
Okay, but hey, let me. I do want to say something about the last couple of things that was said about that I think is really important. I forgot who said it, but you talking about no individualism in the Mossi clan, and that's real important because if you look in a lot of cultures that come about through a confederacy of multiple communities, they will have a concept of no individualism where any one person will reflect the family. Like the smallest unit in these cultures is the family unit. And this lets us know today that we got it wrong when people say that they don't care about what other people think. Like, you have women and men, or women will go out and say, well, I get this hair, or I put this makeup on, I get this done, not for other people, but for myself. I don't care about what other people think of me, this and the other. Well, in African cultures, it was you do worry about what other people feel because it's a reflection on your family. And in a lot of these cultures, your family ties to land, and a lot of Africans that even leave the continent, they come here and become successful or gain resources or money. They go back home and build a house for the family because without that house on the soil, their family becomes an unknown. They don't exist over there in these cultures. So I think that's a real important concept that we need to be connected back with, that we do reflect and create a value system where we do care about what other people feel and think, because we're not representing ourselves, we're representing our family.
Absolutely. I agree. Can I touch on that real quick,
Yeah, I'm waiting on Fortune Favor to call in too, man. He's also part of the clan, man. But go ahead, brother.
All right, the family within the mossi was very important, right? Because it was very important to their culture, and they guarded the family at all costs. So it was organized. Even the families were organized like their kingdoms. So
right.
every kingdom has a king and a queen. So that was the husband and the wife, right? Then you got the children and the aunts and uncles come in. They play a role in the education of the children. So everybody pulls together within the family structure to make sure that the family is successful. And then, individualism wasn't tolerated. If somebody's actions and behaviors weren't fitting in with the family, then they had to be checked. And they always they included the elders in the process. They got to ask the elders, what do we do about this? Because so-and-so acting out.
Mm-hmm.
And when you were acting, you weren't just acting by yourself. You were acting in your family's name.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever your last name was, say it was Brown. Well, brother over there, he acting outside the Brown name. He's messing up the Brown family name. And being that the family was the smallest entity within the Mossi society, that shows you how important they took their fundamental systems, because even the smallest entity was paid attention to with great regard. The heritage was very important. Even on the paternal side, the heritage, from father to son, that was a bond that couldn't be broken. If the father danced with a mask in the ceremony, when he passed away, that became his son's mask. And the women, it was the same way. If she had a dress or a veil that she used, she passed it on to her daughter. So it wasn't individualism. Oh, that don't affect me. I ain't worried about the stuff that we hear today. That didn't happen. They was one people. Even though they spoke many different languages and had many different cultures, they all held themselves accountable. And I think that's something that's just powerful. Very powerful.
Right. And we used to have it in our neighborhoods where if the children act out on the block, other parents would put them in check, because they say, look, you making your family look bad, you making your house look bad. They would say say it like that. Your house, you're making your house look bad. You better straighten up, little boy or little girl. You're making your house look bad. And I also want to say that in these type of cultures, the same in terms of language, a lot of the words for father is also the same word for king and the word for mother would be the same word for queen. And it's a big responsibility because a lot of responsibility is paid on the king, because the king represents his family, which will be the entire nation or community, to others on the outside world. So that was a big responsibility of the king or the leader of whatever these communities set up.
That's dope right there. That linguistic information. See, we got to get into the science of each language. But regardless of that, get into the science. Because there's a methodology behind everything, right? So the methodology behind the language, you see why they named things the way they did. The brother just said the same words for king and father and the same words for queen and mother. So when brothers walking around here talking about, oh, I don't want to call myself a king, I don't want to call myself a queen. Well, you are a father and a mother. In an African language, these words are sometimes the same. So you need to start looking at yourself as the king of your household. I ain't saying you got no big, elaborate kingdom in the sky or nothing like that, but just of your house. Right. With your wife as king and queen, and you know, y'all responsible for the future kings and queens, which are your children. Nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that. Yeah, Smash Rockwell, right?
The Magi, the vanguard of Kemet.
Man, he gave his regards to y'all, man. And, you know, welcome y'all aboard, man. All right. Song about to die, man. So, but it's all good, man. Let me deal with this, right? And we know the mossi had a prophecy. We said it over and over again. This is like my favorite little joint right here on page 212, right? It's basically talking about the different organizations that they had to deal with outside forces, right? And then we're going to delve into this more. But right here it says, talking about their other variations, talking about the different groups they had to deal with outside forces. Some were highly important. One was the minister of the Muslims. For unlike so many other African societies, the migrating mossi had learned something from history of the blacks in their relations with the Arabs and Berber peoples. No foreigners could settle in Mossi territory. But since the Mossi themselves were great traders, they needed the far-flung outlets which the Muslims everywhere controlled. Muslim traders were therefore admitted into the country under the strict supervision of the minister of the Muslims. All Muslim activity was restricted to trade. The religion of Islam was rejected. Conversion to both teachings and religion forbidden. In short, the Mossi saw Islam and Christianity as a white man's vehicle of conquest. It was the only black nation in time to see this indeed. Mossi prophecy held that when the first white man appeared in the land, the nation would die. But that time had not yet arrived. The Mossi policy of excluding whites or rigidly limiting the number and controlling their activities in the country further illuminates an African experience that is already so clear that it should require no additional light. Well, y'all know damn well it do, because we're going through it every day listening to people. But watch this, right? It says all African states that began to develop after the great dispersions, rebuilding and expanding, were prosperous and advancing as black states as long as they borrowed the relentless, aggressive whites from their communities, and their destruction became certain only when they abandoned this policy and let the Asians and Europeans in. So let's listen for a minute. Let's it's the microcosm and the macrocosm. Let's look at the little groups that we form in America to fight against racism, white supremacy. They routinely get co-opted. On the onset, they're co-opted by the religion because they haven't read the history that tells them that they should reject it. They haven't studied their family lines enough to recognize that those who rejected those ideas lasted longer than those who didn't. So you allow European custom and traditions to settle in your mind. So anything you build from that point, you already build it with the download of racism, white supremacy. And I'll be damned if this has not been a problem for the last 500-600 years in North America. And we keep wondering, why in the hell aren't we winning? Or why in the hell can't we do this? Why? Because we go against the ancient African prophecy. When the first European Arab settle in your damn mind, you're through. They dancing and singing inside of our heads. The marching band. Do, 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 do. Holy Ghost. And it's just funny. And we wonder why we're not making it. We're not making it because we're not actually paying attention to the natural world around us, which allows us to recreate ideas and concepts, institutions that will help protect us against those who seek to oppress us. So I just really, really want to make that so clear. I think that to be important. Where you at, Ish? Brother Ish, where you at?
I'm right here, Brother Ankh. What's good?
I'm going to ask something to that, brother.
You know what? Yeah, I think it's an important passage. It's from the book Peoples of Africa, Burkina Faso, Comoros. And the part with the mossi, it reads that the Mossi kingdom saw themselves as members of the same family and rarely fought each other. If the Mossi kingdoms was attacked by outsiders, other Mossi came to protect it. For nearly 700 years, the everyday life and the political systems of the Mossi evolved without interference from the outside. Then at the end of the 19th century, the French arrived. So just that passage alone is showing that they saw themselves as members of the same family and that they rarely fought each other. And by them having that rulership for the 700 years, that's a long time, 700 years. That's as long as the Moors was in Spain. That's what, twice as long as we've been, like America's been established, 250 years? So 700 years is very long. But the next passage right after that, it explains what the French did. It says that in the late 19th century, major European powers began to compete for control of Africa. The French seized a large area of Western Africa, including the Mossi kingdoms, which were finally conquered in 1896. So basically what the French did was when the French had come over, the Mossi didn't have the economics, and it became dependent upon working the mines, the gold mines and the different kinds of mines in order to feed themselves. So it's very, very important to understand the history so that we don't make the same mistakes, to work on trying to be economically independent. Like you stated also, Brother Ankh, to make sure that our minds are right and that is independent and in the right spirit also. So these are very important things that we can learn. As we take the best part, we also learn these valuable lessons so that we don't make the same mistakes. I think that's very important.
Yeah. Let's jump right, and that's a deep part. And what's the name of that book again, bro?
It's called Peoples of Africa, Burkina Faso, Comoros. And I'm going to post the link in the chat room right now if anybody wants to get that page. Yeah,
I need that.
Yep. Give it up.
Okay, people.
Give it up, Ish. Ish
behind. I need that book. Hold on, Bunchy Carter. What's the name of that book? You put it in the chat room?
I'm going into the chat room right now, but it's called Peoples of Africa, Burkina Faso. In fact, I'll post the link up in. I'm gonna post the link up in the Amara Squad forum too, just so people can get it on a more broader scale.
All right, bet.
Okay, so now it's posted in the forum, and I'm gonna post it into the forum right now.
You need to get that. Got another book, Burkina Faso, Unsteady Statehood in West Africa. All right. Okay, let me look at that real quick. Let me add that to the damn list.
Is in there?
I posted in on the Rock Squad forum. I'm going into the chat room now.
Oh.
Go on and snatch it.
No doubt.
Get that. Mm-hmm.
See, I got Ish on that thing that the favorites. So whenever Ish posts something, it let me know because you got to watch Ish, man. He posts treasures.
Oh, that's what's up. That's what's up. Peace and blessings. That's what's
Soon as you post something, brother, I'm on it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Crazy ancestors.
Oh man, this is good stuff, Ish.
Burkina Faso, the mossi.
Right.
That's one thing we got to make sure we pronouncing these things correctly. You know, people at first, I know when it was first discussed, people were confusing the Maasai over to the Eastern Africa with the
Man, don't
mossi.
tell them that, Ish.
That ain't Ish. That ain't Ish.
Golly.
that was Ujawu. That wasn't me.
That's Ujao.
Oh, what?
Oh, don't tell them.
What happened?
No, keep
What
going,
happened?
keep going.
What happened?
No.
Go
What
on and
happened?
speak that truth, brother. Go on and speak that truth, brother.
No.
No. Oh man, I must have missed the joke. I must not have got the memo on that
man.
one.
I'm gonna have to tell the story, man.
Nah, no, he cut your wisdom. Go ahead and finish on that, brother.
Go ahead, Mujawu.
Oh no, that's it. I was just saying, you know, because I noticed that when the mossi was first talked about in the Amarat Squad group, that you had some Moors tagging on and saying that the language that they spoke was called Moor. See, that's proof that the Moors existed, you know, because they don't understand. Yeah, so I'm just saying, people, we just got to make sure that we are pronouncing things correctly and we know what's up. Because mostly the language is not even identified with Moor. It's not even pronounced like we spell it Moore, like how they spell it, but it's not pronounced that way at all. Nowhere near it. It's more pronounced like Moale. That's how the R is like
it's like MORE and then the not a hyphen but like an apostrophe at the end. So it's like a you know, like a morai or something like it's a different kind of phraseology. Yeah.
Moale is they pronounce the R, sounds like an L, but it's an R. Moale. That's
right.
They be like, oh, that's the Moors. That's the Moors. No, it's not the Moors. And it's
right.
Moshi. You know, so just trying to keep the pseudo down. I know y'all mentioned pseudoism earlier, man. It's crazy out here, man. It's really, really crazy.
At all times.
That's an understatement.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so rampant in the conscious community. They teach pseudo everything. Pseudo science, pseudo history, pseudo grammar, pseudo spelling, pseudo everything. So
what I found fascinating is that since we're dealing with the cycle of YouTube, we're actually entering. I see the cycle of the pseudoism. We're actually we're going into a 7-year cycle of pseudoism. So when we first got on that
wave,
it is. When we first got on the whole YouTube and start putting this information out, it was they're coming up with the same exact arguments that they did 7 years ago. So it's really the same defenses in order to kill it, the same way we did 7 years ago. But if you're new to the cycle, you're not going to see the first go round. So the argument needs to come with the female.
You on that numerology? You on that numerology? Ish. That's that 7-7 with the 7 planets. See, you on that
numerology. This happened 7 years ago with Tahuti and all of them. Natural Tahuti and all of them 7 years ago was on this shit, and it came with the same cycle of the female was by herself. There wasn't no man around. The same Genesis, the same shit.
Yeah, I've seen that video. Yeah.
And our logic was, okay, then did the female lion come from, or did the male lion come from the female lion? And what about the male bumblebee? Did he come from the female bumblebee and the female fruit fly? And I mean, so if you don't believe in the female-male dynamic, then did all males derive from the females? or we just this freak of nature that you Negroes just want to come with. And they sat there with that dumbass look on their face 7 years ago. Now, I'll propose the same exact question in 2016 that we did in 2009. And you know what? They still going to have that same dumbass look on their face. Because they started with that Mooch stuff 7 years ago. And as soon as they start talking about Lou Mary and Moo, you know, but it's just a whole new audience now that now maybe some of these people were 14 and 15, they're just coming into their own with the knowledge and information, and they're picking up the pseudo shit. But I find that it's fascinating. It's real funny. You know what I mean? But with young queens like yourself, Danielle, with people on the scene, with young warriors on the scene, they're going to be able to crush it the same way that we did the first cycle. So I like that. I like that.
Hey,
Thank you.
I wanted to build what I was going to say earlier, and I'm going to tie it all in now because you still spoke on the same thing. The difference between the Mozzie clan and the Amarat squad outside of the scholarship is that we do focus on practical information that's applicable right now, like economics. But and into just that methodology, period. When you look at the Mozzie clan, one of the prime tribes that got promoted to the hierarchy was a tribe that was economically advanced more than the other tribes. So even back then they was focusing on the economics the same way they fell through the lack of economics. So, you know, at the end of the day,
very good point. Good point.
In the community that we built.
Absolutely, that's a very good point.
That's an excellent point.
Man, people got to realize the Mossi had over 60 ethnic groups.
Right.
In this tribe. Like that's amazing, man. That's a hell of an accomplishment. We talking about Lanis and lobbies and Sinufos and so many. And I like what the country's name Burkina Faso means as well. Because it translates to land of incorruptible men. So that's important, right? Because what Uncle was talking about earlier with one man can't be out there all out of pocket.
Right.
So men and women are accountable for their actions. So land of incorruptible, I'm gonna go, you know, for today, land of incorruptible people. Because right now, you know, we dealing with the balance of the energy, the men and the women. So that's powerful right there, because when you don't have a price and you can't be corrupted and you standing on your principles, you're a powerful weapon against racism and white supremacy.
Hey, Ben, and see that's deep, but we're gonna have to get back to that, right? That's why we can't get corrupted with the pseudoisms, and no matter how many names you call us, no matter how much you try to convince us that people can walk on water and people can transmutate. You know, we're not going for it, Buzz Lightyear. We're not going for it.
Infinity
right?
and beyond.
Yeah, we're not going for it. No matter how intelligent you sound, no matter how much you study and can remember that shit, memorize it, we're not going for it. Let me come to page 216 real quick. All right. No, 215. They say the Europeans have been hearing about the prosperous land that borrowed the whites from entering since the 15th century. Attempts had been made by various European travelers and traders to get inside this interior country for several centuries, all without success. Some sought permission, watch this, just to pass through, but again without success. Even the usual white strategy, here you go now, this is the one, on contacting and forming friendly relations with possible heirs to the throne. Right? And distant, watch this, and distant fractions, right, did not feed. You know, let's go ahead and contact Team Osiris, right? I know sometimes they might be going back and forth on some things. Let's contact them, make them friends, give them some money, and make them go against the mossi, the Amaral Squad in the community. See that? Understand that. But that shit didn't work because they was, what kind of men was they, Panther?
Incorruptible men. Incorruptible.
Not
gonna happen.
We're not buying that foolery. We'll make sure we'll have a prophecy for that. 2:16. Even though the Arabs and the Europeans were increasingly based, watch it start getting tight. It's getting tight now, right? It says, even though Arabs and Europeans were increasingly based in all the surrounding countries. They got us surrounded, y'all. During the 19th century, it was during the 19th century, however, that the mossi exclusion of foreigners became less rigid and there began a gradual relaxation of restriction, especially of Muslim traders. Some were allowed to settle. Oh, man. And while it is true that the vanguard were black Muslims from the now wholly Islamized neighboring black states, right? They paved the way and made it smoother for their white Muslim brothers. Moreover, an increasing number of young modern mossi leaders began to consider the age-old prophecy of excluding whites as unenlightened, if not downright uncivilized. You uncivilized. What did a great military power, the greatest in Africa, have to fear from a few white faces in the land? But what about that great prophecy? When the first white man appeared in the land, the nation would die. Nothing in my land was better known and more universally believed than this prophecy. See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? So they started to wade. They started the younger brothers, right? The teachings must not have been passed on properly. The pressure from the outside, they had them surrounded. You got black Muslims, black Christians, they surround them. You know the Songhai and Ghana Empire, right, had already been corrupted by the religion. Okay? And we know that the Mossi went to war against them. But they're surrounded by the French. They're surrounded by all of these factions, holding strong. But they, they starting to wane a little bit. This example, is clear of what was really going on. That's like one of the best parts in the book for me. Because it just clearly shows how we got to stay fast because they always coming. They always coming. They always coming. Anybody want to add something to that?
I mean, that's truth to power right there. That's a historical account of what not to forget. Stand on the shoulders of your ancestors and don't become complacent and don't make the same mistakes.
Correct. And I think I'm sorry, what are you about to say? Shout out to who?
No, I was going to say real quick, I ain't going to be long. I ain't mean to cut you with them. But shout out to you, for sending me that Amaral Squad study guide group so I can, push my scholarship to the next level and pass it on to this study group with. But go ahead, Ish, my bad, bro.
No, we good. I was just going to say that I think it's so important that we get a better understanding of West African culture. Because like Brother Ben did actually point out, that's where we, that's our origin. As far as our cultural home, and I would like us to be a lot more comfortable with our our use of the language and our use of understanding. You know, let's get more familiar with Oshun and Ogun and our different gods, and let's embrace it. You know, and let's find different kinds of words of the tongue that we used to speak, so that we can talk it amongst one another. You know, in our everyday speech of how we engage and communicate with one another. You know, I think this is going to be very, very important because we need to take it back to where we come from, and I think it's crucial. And I think that'll be an example that we can set for the future generations, and that's really what it's all about with me, is just setting up a proper foundation for the next generation. So I think that we should really, really embrace that.
I want to say something to the West African thing. You know, a lot of people are taking DNA tests to trace out their ancestry, and they're using different companies and everything. So maybe on another show, maybe we can have a show about the different DNA companies and then what the reports or what the results actually mean. Because on social media, I'm seeing a lot of people get the tests and things done, but some people are making the reports out to be something that they're really not saying. So maybe a good show to explain and walk through it will be real, real helpful for the people who are interested, you know, with that, because some people are actually misusing the information as well, because you got pseudos creeping in all shapes and forms, you know.
That's an excellent idea.
Right.
Yeah, well said.
Gotta get in Ngozi.
So I would love to get in Ngozi to kind of deal with that, and I would also like to have Dr. Rick Kittles give us a call in. He is very helpful with giving me insight to DNA. He actually runs he's one of the lead professors at Arizona University. He's also co-founder of African Ancestry, the company. Real good brother. And, I mean, he's done the DNA screens on everybody from Oprah to everybody. He does all the celebrity stuff. And he's just a brilliant-minded brother. So I would love to have him to be able to call in. I had the opportunity to meet him before. Very down-to-earth brother. So I'd like for him and Ngozi to maybe give us some insight on the DNA side of things. I think would be very crucial, very insightful with some of the information that they could share.
Yeah.
That would be
me and
man, we got to set that up.
Me and Unc was just building, and actually Sister Danielle as well, that, you know, one of them pseudo claims that were born female, based on the research that I did, and I was building with Unc, you know, the sexual organs get produced around 11 to 14 months. At the earliest it's been recorded now. 11 to 14 weeks. And the earliest it's been recorded is 9 weeks. So we know for a fact that the genome is already in place before the phenome. So before the physical comes into existence, the DNA sequence is already there. So whether you're going to be a male or a female is already there before your sexual organs are produced. So it's just people jumping the gun, not knowing how to look at scientific data and just let the evidence speak for itself. You know what I mean? Instead of putting your own agenda to it.
Exactly. Right. The pictures I've been seeing them, you know, try to back up that statement, you know, showing pictures of these fetuses that were like, and they were like maybe like 7 to 8 weeks old. But again, at this point, their sexual organs are not even developed at this point. You know, both male and female fetuses have the same structure before their sexual organs develop. So of course, he was saying it's not a clitoris. It's nothing. It's not even a sexual organ.
Right.
Well, I think it's
eyeball test.
Right. I think it's important to realize that, you know, the saying goes, it takes a man to make a man, and that's true. In that, you know, you can, if you're a female, you can extract sperm from your bone marrow, and in a laboratory, you can, you know, produce a baby without a man that is capable. However,
it'll be deformed though.
No, it will not be deformed.
Right.
It will only be a female. It will not be a male.
Shit. Oh, okay.
So that's the difference. So it takes a man in order to make a man because of those traits. That's why the paternal DNA is traced that way, with that Y chromosome. So it's really just able to scientifically look at, compartmentalize it, and not us per se, but outside of us, people get blinded by emotion. And then they just be like, fuck that shit, man. That's that bullshit. And they just start going, they get blinded by emotion, and you can't really be reasonable about it. But that's what our job is to kind of do, to kind of look at both sides of it and then just break it on down for the masses.
But see, this the thing. Like, since we're on the subject of getting back into applying African cultures and things, this is a big thing that will address stuff like that, is to bring back the initiatory environment, because a lot of times people have uncontrolled, like you wouldn't put a 8-year-old behind the wheel of a car, because they're not developed mentally, they're not physically probably capable of putting the foot on the brake and whatever, but you got physical and mental reasons why you don't allow children to do certain things. Well, mentally, some people just can't have information because the internet is inundated with information, but some people are not at a level where they can just get it and process it properly. And so we need to bring back this initiatory environment where the information can be, the environment can be controlled, the information can be given in a step-by-step procedure where everything is properly defined, no ambiguity, no vagueness. Because even the thing about the women, all babies are born female. That's because they have a wrong interpretation of what the gender female is versus what the dealing with the genes versus the concept of female versus male, gender wise and things like that. So in a proper environment, all these things can be made clear and we can eliminate pseudo shit. So this is something we need to bring back, I should say, is that initiatory environment and ways of education as well. So if we're bringing things back, we definitely need that at the forefront so we can cut down on a lot of this stuff.
That's a very good point. That's a very good point.
Because, pseudoism, and I want to say this too, like we have to be careful that not to allow the pseudo, people that are heavily into pseudo, cause us to throw the baby out with the bathwater as well. Because, pseudoism has mass appeal because, it appeals to the lazy mind. And as the sister said, it's escapism as well. And everybody wants to escape from the day-to-day. So it has mass appeal. But we have to be mindful not to throw the baby out with the bathwater, because pseudoism is strange, is fiction strangely mixed with some reality, and then sometimes we want to blanket things where we can possibly miss out on some things that are of value. So we have to, just be mindful of that as well.
Okay. Hey, Jared, look, we got 60 seconds to call in. Got 60 seconds to call in. The call-in number is 347-857-2055. If you want to hear the rest of the show, you got to call in and listen from your phone, because the broadcast will cut off in 30 seconds. Yeah, you're right, Joe. So you just got to go ahead and filter me, because I'm throwing the baby out with the damn bathwater. They all got to go. You know what I'm saying?
See there, Unc, that's that bullshit you talking about. No, I can't. No, but see, at the same time, you got other people that are looking at what you represent, and they're lumping you in with the Hotep niggas, because that's what their side do. And then everybody else points at everybody else and say, oh, well, you're the chakra bunch. I ain't listening to you because you ain't nothing but the chakra bunch that's on that bullshit. And then so everybody pointing at everybody else, whereas somebody has to look at everything with the vision of Haru. Somebody has to look at things through the panoramic vision and see it all and put it into perspective and to be calm in the midst of chaos. Somebody has to do that. Now, you can't always get down there in the mud and get down and dirty, and then when somebody else is trying to pull somebody else back and say, well, don't engage in that. Somebody has to be the cooler head as a group to say, we're not even going to engage in that. We need to be responsible and focus on these babies over here. That little silly shit y'all talking about, they don't got time for that. So that's where our value comes in. We have to understand the protocol that we have to follow. also.
But but see, that's the value of a group where one nigga can't just run the whole goddamn thing. See, that's the value. Plain and simple.
Yeah, ain't
where
that
you
the truth?
Balances. Yeah, because
that is so true. Yeah.
Me by myself, I'm slaying all of them at all moments, at all times. Plain and simple. I mean, but that's just me. But being as though there's a group effort, then, you know, that type of thing can't go on. But, man, please. I could just bang forever. Bang my way by there constantly. Think about that, sir. You know? I mean,
Brother you gonna find out. Did you see Roy Jones' last fight, Brother
No, Roy Jones was fighting though. That's different.
No. He got knocked the fuck out. That's what happened. When Roy Jones became an old head, Roy Jones should have said, you know what? I'm gonna take a more leadership kind of role. I'm not gonna get down there in the muck and mire and let these young guns keep on getting.
Hey, he tried that though, Ish. He tried.
Who tried that?
He retired. He went home. Shit was born.
Who? Roy Jones Jr. or Brother Unc?
No, Roy Jones Jr. He retired the first time.
Yeah, he tried, but he ain't want to listen to nobody. And I'm trying to say, Brother Unc needs to take notes lest he be Roy Jones Jr. and get knocked the fuck out. I'm trying to. I'm saying stop.
Never get knocked out.
Not knocked out. Not getting knocked out, Brother Unc, but don't give an audience to some new motherfucker that really shouldn't even be in a ring with you.
Yeah, true that.
Hey, shouldn't be saying, hold on. That's easy. That's easy for y'all to say. A nigga standing right beside you talking shit, I ain't got no choice but to address it. Now, I might not go follow his dumbass, but I'm going to smack the shit out of this motherfucker that's talking that bullshit. This I promise you. He's damn 90 years old. I'm not so goddamn clear. I'm throwing that intellectual warfare. Now, if we just throwing blows, then you right. Sit the fuck down, y'all. The young buck gonna whip your motherfucking ass. I know that part.
No, I'm not talking about the physical. That's all I'm going to say. I'm talking about intellectual warfare.
You got to remember something about Brother Unc. Brother Unc's DNA is mossi.
I know.
So he gonna go down swinging.
What? I think Brother Unc needs to really look at the cats that he done put on. He's put on a whole lot of cats. The Israel doctrines. There's a whole line of cats that he done put on.
Mm-hmm.
Where
you know
it's
what,
really
too?
like you end up making your own job a lot harder.
Yeah, some niggas just can't ignore all the time, yo. Like, if we just step back and know it, every motherfucking body. Look, I think there's enough young talent around here. It's enough young talent around here these days to do what they got to do. So I'm with that. I ain't, you know.
That's
progress
coming from you, Brother Unc. I'm proud of you. That's good, man.
Hey, but that's the. I think that leads us to the whole mossi warrior clan. Right. bringing the information out like that, because you gotta look at a football team. The quarterback, a lot of people look at the quarterback as the leader of the team, by default, because the quarterback, is the orchestrator of the plays or whatever. Field. And the quarterback is the most targeted person. So even if the quarterback throws the ball, even after he releases the ball, the quarterback still gets smacked up and hit. So Unc, sometimes Unc is a quarterback, and Unc may get hit, even though he done dished it off to the next man or something. Sometimes, people just still be trying to come at him. So, that's just part of the thing. I don't know, Unc can definitely handle that. So, you know what I'm saying? The mossi warrior clan becomes the front line, the linemen, and just take it out. They got the shields up and the arrows in hand. Not arrows, the spears in hand.
No doubt. And plus
the spears, the arrows, we got some.
He was a victim of a Sonetta ambush too, so he really had no say so in the matter. So he got ambushed like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Jolly, man. That's what we here for.
Say again.
Into it.
I ain't hear you. Say it again.
I said we walked right into it that night. It's Unc's fault. I said I didn't want to go.
Oh, but hey, I'm telling you, man, 2016 though, I'm probably not gonna be liked because I'm not having that pseudo stuff. I can't tolerate it. Like Ish, you said 7 years.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I can't go to an 8th year, man. That's just.
Oh,
you know,
yeah. We'll smash it out. We're gonna smash the shit out.
The movie playing because with somebody else building. My bad. I don't over talk.
No, go ahead and finish. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say that's why it's the youth. You know what I mean? In the Music Clan, like me and Danielle, we are in the front line for y'all because y'all are elders and big brothers and big sisters. So y'all doing the other necessary stuff that needs.
Man, I'm 21 years old. I don't know what y'all talking about, man.
Who the hell talking?
Who
said that?
Well, you know.
Wait, how old did you say you was, bro? I can hear you.
Nah,
who said that?
Man. I'm 21. Forever 21.
21 years.
Yep. Call me Babyface Woo.
No, but look, real rap, bro. You teaching a class, bro. You're teaching Metal Netter. Like the only person you getting it straight from Raketti Ahmed. So it's like you got bigger stuff to focus on than that pseudo stuff. I got you, bro, because I'm falling in line and learning the Metal Netter because I see how it's applicable, and then I can bring it to the youth. So it's like in the same thing with the stuff with Aunt doing, stuff with Smash doing, stuff with Ish doing, stuff with Black Panther doing. Everybody inspired. So it's like that's one of the reasons I wanted to bring the youth in, so we could just get the pseudo stuff out the door because
because at this point I don't really care about the older people who are studying the pseudo stuff. That's them. They're stuck in their ways at this point. My main concern is the youth because the youth is the future. Like they're the ones who are going to carry on the torch. So we have to just ignore all the pseudo stuff. You know, put it on blast and push the real information and the most importantly the practical information out there.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. And that's the thing. I mean, 2016 should be the year of organizing truth. You know what I'm saying? I've been saying at the beginning of every show, an organized lie can defeat a disorganized truth every time. Like that's Unc is stamped in history for saying that. So this should be the year to organize the truth. That's the only chance that we have to combat the pseudo, because pseudoism is a byproduct or a side effect of racism and white supremacy, because it keeps us off of studying what the racist people have studied and used against us. They're actually using our stuff against us, but when they feed it to us, they feed it in a pseudo form, so we dislike it and we just throw it all away. Therefore, we'll never look at our own stuff and use it. That's a game. It's a trick. And matter of fact, Dr. Frances Cress Wilson speaks on it in her book, in her lectures, of how everything happens in real subtle things. The smallest thing can throw you off, throw you way off. And that's what we got to get back to. We got to get back. Look at that.
Peace to the ancestor.
That's right.
Watch this. You know where the pseudoisms really come from? It comes from the outcast of European culture. Those who couldn't make it in the real scientific community, right, or those who couldn't make it in certain academic circles, and those who couldn't really make it as an archaeologist, right, they peeled themselves away with some of the information they got, and they formed their own fucking lane. I can prove this step by step. Trust me, like David Rawls. Who the hell is that? Right? That's the guy that Divine is taking that picture in the Raw Squad group. That's David Rawls.
Zachariah Sitchin. Zachariah Sitchin is another
honky.
Zachariah Sitchin, right? Leposion. Okay, now
I'm gonna go back even further. Adam Bavovsky.
That's right. Absolutely. And so we see we're calling off white names. Edward Churchward's brother. I think that's the Posion, right? That's
Alistair Crawley,
right?
Yeah.
Alistair Crawley. They're all
James
outcasts,
Churchward.
right? James Churchward, right? That's right. James Churchward. They're all outcasts. See, and I don't know why other people can't see that. Like, you need to study the background of the people. This is easy work right here.
L. Ron
no
Hubbard.
hard shit to do.
L. Ron
Hubbard. He's a cult leader. You feel me?
Man.
So you either go run into a cult. Watch this. You go run into a cult leader, an outcast who couldn't make it in the legitimate, with legitimate information. So they story.
Yeah, he flunked out with all F's in college. He flunked out of college.
Right.
Right.
Is, man.
Now,
let's
1 degree
between
between all of them.
Let's get this call right here, yo. 313, your line is open. I'm gonna squad up. Three 1-3. All right, you must hit that one by mistake. 810, your line is open. I'm Raw Squad up.
What's happening, man?
What's good?
Not much, man. I think we just trapped, man, because there's too many black people scared to switch over, man.
What's your name, brother?
This brother Rob, man.
What's going on?
Nothing much, man. I see us all, but I think it's stamped in us by them doing, the damage they did to us in the past, by them slaughtering us in so many ways. I think brothers are scared to tell them, to heed their religion because they think it's going to come back.
Yeah. It's definitely a mental block there.
We don't have enough hands with guns in the streets to really fight these guys. So, that's, to tell you the truth, I think that's where a lot of the homosexuality is coming from, because instead of going against the grain, they'd rather turn to something that favors the European towards them liking them. And that's being as humble as possible. And how much humbler can you be when you're homosexual? I mean, they stripping our manhood away from us left and right. You know what I'm saying? We buckling down at every corner, man, and it's time for us to just tell them to eat it and go for what we know. I'm sick of sitting on our asses, man, and talking about it. It's time to do something other. A lot of it's gonna come.
Right.
A lot of it's gonna come from us really getting out here and letting them know, we not going for it no more. And, I hate the fact that when you get to talking about this homosexual situation, brothers get to tripping like, it's wrong for us to do that, but it's not our culture. So why shouldn't we be opposed to what's going on with this? Somebody needs to speak, so it's gonna keep on going. And part of that, like I say, is coming from being scared to really tell them to take this religion and stick it in your ass.
I'm going to tell you something, brother. I'm going to tell you something that Ashraf Quasi told me. He said, I feel bad for y'all in this generation. And I said, why is that, Elder? He said, when I was growing up, the homosexuals was in the closet. He said, now things are reversed. The homosexuals have put us in the closet.
Yeah.
That's true.
And what he meant by that is, it's hard just to be a man now, just to be a masculine, regular African man.
Yes,
and if you go against what the propaganda that's being pushed, which is the homosexuality as being a normal African function, then you're going to be ridiculed. You're going to be called all types of names. You're going to be excluded from things. People not going to want to mess with you. They're going to call you a separatist or a racist or a homophobic or whatever pseudo term.
But the killer part about that, it's in their book. And then when you tell them that, it's, what kills me about they dumbass people in the world, because their book tells them that they don't accept it, but they still sit up here and make all these gatherings and tell you they want to be married through their book. My thing is, okay, you gay, you suck and blow bone, whatever. What you need to do is find you a religion that don't outcast that or make you one up. Don't come and say we're going to take your religion and we're going to do whatever under your religion, even though it says this. You know what I'm saying? That's what gets me with them. Like, all gloves off. They don't care. They just going for what they know right now. You know what I'm saying? And part of it is because they want to take what they see coming. I mean, a lot of it's been, man, there's so many ways that they took away from what we were supposed to be, just like with rap music. This rap music was going right. It was going right when it was with Public Enemy, Paris. Public Enemy, Paris, and what's my man's name? What's the name of them? But now it's like they paid too much attention to trying to pay the ass shakers and shit like that. They didn't want to pay Dead Prez and them, the generation of Dead Prez and them to continue with their push. They wanted to pay the Jay-Z's and the other people because they was glorifying that alcohol and the marijuana and things like that. They weren't focused on really needed to be focused on. You know what I'm saying? Sister Soldier, Queen Latifah back when she first started out and everything like that. I mean, a lot of things were overlooked because we're focusing so much on taking it's not even supposed to be a white rapper. I don't even know how the hell man. Some of the times brothers let in a vice that further hurts us down the road. You know what I'm saying? Like right now, I feel like they know just where to get us because it's going through the music, and our music is what has always kept us and pushed us through, our cultures.
Absolutely. But that goes back to
that music is like the heartbeat. That music is the heartbeat, though.
Yes, it is.
From the drum, the bass, the dance. Hold on,
nobody.
Let me make this point real quick, brother. I mean, basically, your history was told through the music and the dance. So, if you control the music, you just basically control your actions. Control how you actually be. So, right, the transformation of those songs that we had with crystal clear messages of needing to liberate ourselves, those got, kind of taken away. And a lot of people look to the public enemy situation. I mean, not public enemy, but the brothers out in California.
NWA.
Yeah, but I thought they were speaking to a certain understanding of things that was going on too in their community, and I felt like that needed to be heard too. Raw and it was, but the problem became when where there wasn't any more diversity in the music, and everything is that. You see, everything is that now, to the point where the shit ain't really happening. They just making shit up, and everybody's a gangster.
Yeah,
that's when it's terrible. That's what kills it. But the fact that NWA was speaking that was cool. You feel me? Because that's part of what their world was giving them, and they was responding to it with hip hop. That's good. But that everybody is like that now, that's the problem. It's a real problem for me. So,
Hey, just to give an analogy with the music and what I said about the bring back initiation systems, like if you take what's this called, Motown with Berry Gordy, and you look at what Berry Gordy and his team did with Motown. When artists came up, they grabbed the talent, they recognized talent, but they taught the artists how to conduct themselves, how to eat, how to dress, how to perform. They had choreography there. Mm-hmm. They had the whole everything covered, and they were protected. But now all of that is gone. It's all the walls, the veils have come down, and it's just a free fall. Everybody and their mother is a producer in their house.
They're giving out 360 deals. I know you heard about the 360 deals.
Yeah.
You know what a 360 deal is?
360, what's that?
It's not, now that you get signed, if you generate any type of business outside of this, we get a certain percentage of it. So not only are you entitled to your record contract, you can't even go off and make a company yourself without having them in on it now.
Right. Yeah, so my thing is that through time we lose values. Like we misplace our values. Our value systems have been attacked. So now, the Motown system or that entity that was there, the principles that were set in place, they're gone. They're done. So you got record companies and people that just becoming famous. And in Africa, in order to, like any field or position that had influence on the mass of people, you had that position was always in check by the elders of the community. You couldn't just rise up in the African community and become a so-called celebrity, because celebrity, they understand, it has mass influence. So you have to make sure your mind is right, or whoever you allow in that position to be right, because it's going to influence the people. We don't have that today. The checks and balances are not there.
Not there. You're right. All right, let me get the next caller. Appreciate you calling in, brother. 404, your line is open. I'm in Raw Squad up.
404, your line is open. Can't hear you.
You breaking up bad.
I can't barely hear you.
Don't hang up. You're gonna be done. All right, let me get the next call. Let me leave your line open until you get rid of the Walmart phone. It's not seeming to work. 267, your line is open.
How you doing?
Your line is open. How you doing, man? Black African Power. What's good? What's happening?
What's good? This is Eve. I met you up in at the conference, man. I'm that engineer that live in Tampa.
How you doing, brother? What's good?
Pretty good, pretty good. I just listened to the show, but I also wanted to comment. I feel like the mossi blueprint is a very good idea of setting up things, but I think the most important thing that we need to focus on is engaging, because a lot of people don't know where to go to get certain type of information that you brothers give out is not available to everybody simply because they just don't know. So I feel the most important thing that we need to focus on is engaging people and actually going out and talking to people one-on-one and finding out exactly what they need in their life to be successful and to contribute to this movement.
I totally agree with you. We're making the information available, by putting it in literary form. Brother Armin, you still there? He might be gone. Anyway, he has 3 books on certain subjects dealing with Islam, Christianity. The Amaral Squad has publications. My new book should be out and should be finished by the time we make it to New York and Philadelphia. Man, hey, Ish.
Yes, sir, brother.
We ain't mentioned that we going to Philly like we can't do that, like we tripping. Like really, we're gonna be in Philly.
I didn't think about it until the brother just said it.
Yeah, that's some bull crap. All right, we're gonna be in Philly, Black and Novell, okay, February the 6th, and then we're gonna be in New York, February the 7th. What's the address? Let me get the address. No, I'm tripping. Let me get the address. We got the fly. Hey, Bunchy, where you at?
I know it's on Broad and Area, G. I don't know the exact date.
Man.
I'm in the exact location. I know it's
you
on
talking
Broad
about
and Area.
for the Philly event?
Yeah, it's on something Broad.
It's on 1409 West Erie Ave in Philly.
And then the one in New York is 570 Fulton Street. That's North Brooklyn, New York. That's near Flatbush Avenue.
Okay. All right. King Sound Production with the Amaral Squad presents Real Black History. We're going to have a few surprises for you. That event is going to be 7 to 9, 7 to 10. Yep. So, y'all need to come out and support that. That's Saturday and Sunday. We're going to have some book signings. We're going to have the books and materials, come out support. We're going to have the shoes. We're going to have all the products we need. But it's going to be a very, very interesting event. And you ain't got to worry about no pseudo shit.
Because it's a pseudo slaying weekend.
It's a non
pseudo slaying weekend. That's right.
Non-pseudo. Boy, that shit's funny, yo. It's a no-fly zone will be in effect. All right. Man, that's interesting. No-fly zone.
A no-fly zone.
A no-fly zone.
Somebody pseudo gonna show up now that you done said that.
Right.
People.
They want to teleport there.
Evolution. A teleport system there in place for them to teleport them away. Buzz Lightyear's away. Yeah.
Oh yeah, we're gonna stop by Harlem too. We're gonna carpet bomb Harlem too. Anybody coming through?
That's all I'm saying. And I put this challenge challenge out to all these teleporting 19th galaxy, 18th dimension people. Look,
86th dimension.
I'm sorry? Oh, whatever dimension it is. I don't know. But this is my challenge out to them, right? If you are saying, because I've heard this before, that you can go into your mind, into the universe, and pick any information out via Akashic records or whatever you can do, right? This is what I challenge you to do. Pick the damn numbers for the Powerball so we can rebuild our damn community with the money.
Right.
Do that. Or give me the numbers. If you don't want to know it's you, inbox me the numbers. I'll break you off. We can rebuild our communities.
That's right.
If you can't do that, I don't want to hear about this shit no more.
Now, see, Brother Ben, you thinking like a European.
No, we
you thinking
already
like a European.
Nah, hell with that shit. I want to show and prove.
You thinking like a brother, like a European.
Right, the white man.
That's the European. That's the European way of thinking.
Fuck that.
Definitely, man. That's the white man science he's talking about.
Yeah.
Nah. Don't give me that white man.
You at the white man's book.
White man car, listening on the white man's cell phone and on the white man's computer. Show and prove me the numbers or shut the hell up. That's the new shit 2016. Show me. If you can astro travel all that shit, show up in my living room. I'll shut up. Probably I won't say nothing else.
Man, y'all funny as hell, man.
I won't say
y'all
nothing else.
Like,
if you just show up in my living room, I'll be like, God damn, I ain't saying nothing else about that shit. Hey, we're going to kill.
Y'all
this motherfucker showed up in my driveway.
You know what's funny? Though? That as they seek to play the game as if we just using white people information, I'm going to say this again. I'm going to give a detailed lecture clearly showing that all they claims come straight from the pseudo-Bible, goddammit. The straight pseudo-white New Age community. They got the New Age information and they got niggas. They got niggas done. And in the age of information, it is important to develop a methodology so that you can filter these things out. And if you do not have a filtering system in place, you're in trouble. The number one filtering system should be the understanding of African cultures, okay, from the top to the bottom, to the inside to the out. So they won't place, right, watch this, their crazy ideology, pseudoscientific claims on your culture, then package it in book form because they do well at writing books, right, and packaging ideas, right? They keep the ideas in our head. You feel me? And they package that shit, they do well at that, and selling it everywhere. Somebody's going to say something?
Nothing. I was just listening to you, man. I'm just waiting on my numbers to hit my inbox.
I know that's right.
Right.
Where are my numbers, pseudos? Where are my numbers?
Man, look, dude. It's crazy, man.
Powerball, Mega Millions, Cash 3, Pick 4, Fantasy 5, any of them. I want the numbers.
Yeah, but you're right. You're right because, because I talk to a lot of so-called spiritually conscious people, and what they do is like they mix spiritual aspects from all these different types of cultures and then try to call it African.
Yeah, that's what they do. Yeah. That's the definition of pseudo. They will mix fact and fiction.
Yeah, that's what I spoke to. That's exactly what I'm saying. And we got to be mindful. I mean, it's sad because it forces us to peel off some of our energy and focus on it, because you got to kind of make sure you discern the fact from fiction, lie from Memorex, or else we run the risk of throwing the baby out with the bathwater. So they understand the game, and they then try to use that against people to stagnate progress. So we just got to be careful.
Hey man, let friends marry a pseudo, man. That's all I'm gonna say. Be careful when you.
And then we have to also understand. We have to understand too that it's not only just the white man that's lying to us and programming us. It's our own people that's doing the same thing too.
Sometimes worse.
Got him.
Sometimes I'm the worst.
Got them.
Yeah.
Got them.
Sometimes we become white people. We become the assemblers. We start doing what they do.
Yep.
And you know what? I tell you what's interesting, that we got the old pseudos trying to reemerge again with these non-scientific claims that North America is the birthplace of humanity, and that the Inca stones, you know what I'm saying? So it's crazy, man. But I'm glad we got that work already. The people are still trying to push the homosexual songs, the Mubui stones. It's just crazy.
Somebody mentioned. He said Mubui.
Called the Mubui.
Somebody mentioned intellectual warfare, and you know, at war, one of the first things that you do at war in the military or in a combat, you destroy the people's means of communication, and then you keep them busy. So you it's, you know, diversion, distraction. So you keep them busy so they're thrown off, and that's what's going on in our progress as a whole with these pseudo claims. It's like diversions. People will bring up something and cause us to focus on it, and then it stops forward progress. You know, and so they don't realize that they're an agent of racism, white supremacy, or the stagnation of our liberation, but it's mentally or economically, whatever. So we just got to be mindful of that and put it to an end. You know, that's why I said 2016 we should organize the truth, or continue to organize the truth, but step it up, be more aggressive with it, because we should get to the point, like right now, like Unc, you coming out with the book. You said the other brother has 3 volumes. Asar Motep got books, and all of us people who writing books, it should get to a point where whenever a pseudo claim is made, we should automatically be like, oh, there you go. Go to that web, go to this link, or go to this book. It's already covered. Next, and then so we can keep the progress going. You know, because, man, if we don't do it, then we always got to address it for the babies, because, you know, the babies are coming up, and they're listening to these old claims, but it's new to them. It's old to us.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like you brought up the Black Book the other day. Like some people never heard that. Some people never heard that stuff. You know, it's new to them. They're like, oh man, what, for real? Word, Planet Risk, what, for real? Oh man, you know. But we've seen that and heard that ever since 1996. So you know, so we got to organize this truth so we can have those real quick point people in the right direction and keep it moving. Bam. So I mean that's what I'm on this year.
That's right. That's what it's all about. Mm-hmm.
Here's one for you. Y'all got Aleister Crowley, the 777 and the other Kabbalistic writing.
There go your 777.
Yeah. So and he got Egyptian. Look, he got Egyptian motifs, right? Talking about the damn Kabbalah with some glyphs. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on with that shit, man. Dead giveaway.
Right. You know, it appeals, and that's the thing. We're very colorful people. We like, you know, we like certain things, and Europeans have studied the African mind through psychology for a long time. They understand what makes us tick, you know, what gets us off. So they attack us through those means. You know, look at a McDonald's commercial. Why does McDonald's commercials have quote unquote African Americans predominantly in all of their commercials?
Yeah.
Everything. Through the music, Coca-Cola, McDonald's, everything is bad for you. You know. I was had a conversation earlier. I saw this car commercial, I think it was Kia, a truck that made by Kia. And in the commercial, it's a commercial about the truck, but yet they're pushing a interracial couple because the whole scene that the car is moving, going to the beach and stuff it's a interracial couple that's doing all that. So you know the commercial people that putting the commercial together, you gotta plan that out, because the actors you hire to do your commercial and stuff, all that's pre-planned. So you must have had in your mind that you want to push the agenda of interracial couple, or at least appeal to that demographic. So that's you know, those are the subtleties that Dr. Wilson was talking about. You know, how things are pushed in subtle means. You know what I'm saying? So you got to be mindful,
there was some
man.
pushback from Cheerios when they did that too. They started going that route with some interracial couples on there, and they caught a lot of backlash for that.
Yeah.
What caught backlash? When the Cheerios started doing what?
Yeah, Cheerios. So they had the interracial couple and the mulatto child, and They did like a chain of commercials with that, like last year sometime.
Crazy. All right, let me see if this phone is working now. 404, your line is open. No.
Damn. You calling from a submarine and shit.
Move to the segment of 19th Galaxy. You gotta go to the 16th Galaxy. Move over.
Yeah, he calling from the land of Moo and shit.
Right.
Oh no. Oh man. Wow. Well, there you go.
Oh no.
Okay. Oh, there you have it. Can't hear you, bro. Can't hear you. Not working.
You must have really been on the 86 dimension. Damn.
Yeah, you're in that 5.
Can't even hear what you saying.
Oh, here catch the next download, man. Okay, you know what? What time is it? 10? 10. I think we got a couple minutes left, man. Anybody want to add something? Where you at, Bunchy? But he's still trying. Line is open. If you can get through, you can get through. Try it, ain't working.
Brother, I'm about to get in this last round of study before I call it a night, but I definitely want to thank Mossi Warrior Clan. I want to thank Team Osiris. I want to thank everybody, man. I'm talking about it's so many families, but that's the good thing. Now we can sum it all up by the Mossi Warrior Clan. So I definitely want to give a shout out to everybody. Thank you for supporting Armor Rock Squad. Make sure y'all make it to Philadelphia next month, February 6th. New York, February 7th. We all going to be in the building. We want to see y'all there. Thank you all for your support. I'm going to talk to y'all soon and catch y'all in the forum. And let me just dig into these studies. I'm going to holler at y'all later, and I'm going to rock squad up.
I'm going to rock squad up there, brother. Let me see if I can get this full call. Let me see if I can help them out there because they in another whole damn dimension. Where Bunchy at? Gone somewhere? Eased out? Okay. Got you. Got you with that one. Now, hold on, 404. Let me see. Hold on. 9, 3, 2. Hold on.
What the hell is that?
I have no idea.
That moon caller. Oh, Lord. Hello?
Yeah.
Oh, was you quiet?
Nah, it was all that static.
Oh, damn, it's still on there? Let me get that out of there, man. Let me see. All right. Crazy. Okay, we good now. All right. Anybody else want to add anything? We good?
Nah, I'm good, man. Spears up. Can't wait for February 6th, February 7th, through those slam weekend. Yeah, I'm telling you, you ain't going to get this opportunity to see what you're going to see in a long time. I mean, the whole squad going to be under one roof. Mossi Warrior Clan going to be in the building. Come out, fellowship, learn something, support black-owned businesses. It's going to be a great time. So we're going to have the literature, the presentations, interact with you, answer questions. I mean, it's going to be a unique opportunity that I think people should take advantage of.
Yep, I totally agree with you with that, man. 100,000%, man. I'd like to also thank the Mossi Warrior Clan, man. You know, I appreciate y'all, man, the work y'all gonna be doing now and forward. You know what I'm saying? Really appreciate that. Hold on, let me see if I can get this call in. Hold on. Yeah, man, that's my Uncle line, man. It's just now this phone just not working. Can't get him in. You want to close with something, sis? Finish with something?
Oh, we're getting ready to. Okay. Well, I just want to thank everyone again. I want to shout out to the Mossi Clan and Amara Squad, and thank you again just for bringing me into the family, and I can't wait to continue to build with you all. And I'm excited about that February 6th event. I'm really trying to make it down there for that event, but if not, I'm still gonna come out there sometime. But yeah, I can already feel the energy. Like I feel like this is something legitimate, and that we're really gonna make some really powerful moves happen.
Yeah, we absolutely, man. We're gonna keep building that. We're gonna keep building that wall up. That force field to block away the pseudoisms that has plagued our community and does not allow us to grow. All right, it keeps us caught in a continual, perpetual nothingness, over and over and over again.
Right.
Constantly searching for information, new information, over and over again, and never taking the time out to build things that can help the community to be strong, yo. So, and we supposed to be the most enlightened.
Exactly.
Right. Yeah, man. You know, feet on the ground around here. You know what I'm saying? That's essential, man. So I wanna close with let me see if I can close this song right here, man. Fortune Favor, man. You know, Fortune Favor.
I tell them I'm from Chicago, they say, damn, how you let us see the mile? How you not addicted to the bottle? How you swallow all the depths, all the tears, all the fears? With all this hell near, how you still remain here? Do you keep it hitting deep inside? Or do you go to sleep and cry? Get up on your feet and try to make an example of how to survive with everything put against you? Do you fall under pressure or write a story with your pencil? Nah, I grabbed the pen and wrote everything from within, from every tragedy seen to every sad story I heard. I put their faces on my words so you can read the emotions. Know if you felt their pain that you would cry a Pacific Ocean. From all the killing of these children who never had a living to the unforgiving raping of our women. And every story different, but the one thing that remain the same is I can't get their pain out my brain. Do I care too much or don't give a fuck? Say do I care too much or don't give a fuck? Say do I care too much or don't give a fuck? Say do I care too much or don't give a fuck? Hey, I feel like giving up when the road gets tough. I feel like giving up when the road gets tough. Do I care too much or don't give a fuck? Say do I care too much or don't give a fuck? Say do I care too much or don't give a fuck? Say do I care too much or don't give a fuck? Hey, I feel like giving up when the road gets tough. I feel like giving up. What? When the road gets
tell him I'm from Cottage Grove, 61st. I was born a nigga first. Now this nigga finna fill you full of gigahertz, megahertz. If I make a record, I'ma make it hurt. Make the earth revert. The Pangea sneak inert. Meaning in my every verse, I'm cursed by every skirt. I'm possessed, obsessed with squeezing shorty till it squirt. I'm Chris in the fire breather, flame retarded, page parted. My plagues, a molation in the garden. You see that shit is what I can't say and it's backwards. I'm versatile, my verse reverse what crack did. I'm locked, battle force, you calling this whackness, but I know where it's at, nigga. Call me an atlas. It's hell now, child Charlie, I got pressures to sell now. I need work, it's sale or live in a cell now. I live where it's livable for shorties to vest down. They learn in school to hold a tech down. Charlie is down to decisions for a nigga like Fab Proof. Kill a loop with goofy shit so I can buy a coupe. Do I ignore the warnings for a round of fruit? If it's all ice and cream, should I buy a scoop? Scoop. Yo, Millie, Joe. It's almost like if you're on sale, you have to sell out. So is it caring too much if I do give a fuck? Or will I change for the change when I do get a buck? I know meteors fall from the sky into place. Can I save my solar system if I'm falling from grace? So is it caring too much if I do give a fuck? Or will I change for the change when I do get a buck? I know meteors fall from the sky into place. Can I save my solar system if I'm falling from grace?
We ask ourselves questions and only time reveal the answer. I dwell from the manner where niggas breathe a disease worse than cancer. God kept me safe in this place where they good die young. I used the mic in my lungs and wrote some jokes and some poems, had some hope and exposed them. Tried to make the sad laugh and give the hopeless broke kid something that can.
Man, that's that Mossi Clan Warrior, man, all day long, man. But close it out.
Yep.
Yeah, it was tight, wasn't it, yo?
Oh, yeah, that song was good. Right? I was feeling it.
Yeah, that's how you do it, yo. So check this one out, yo.
Powerful.
One of my favorites.
I fuck with girls that keep they mad on that ones you can never categorize as her might even let her have my son if she acting right. That's that shit that we like. We don't fuck with them ratchet ties. I know ISIS, she a type, is for the final call. You never catch her off that Molly or that alcohol. Tanisha poked me on the book, she ain't never phony. I catch Monica volunteering at the Y on Stony. I got this sweetie named Winnie from Papua New Guinea, sending me chocolates and mini bottles of Moet and Henny. 19 driving a Bentley, and it don't stop. Jasmine study marine biology, zooplankton a lot. Had this hood girl, Mika, she was from the town. We went our separate ways, but she used to hold me down. She doing good, wish she would kinda call me now. Cause she got a job, 2 cars, she a mommy now. Aerospace engineer, honor roll, 4 degrees. What y'all niggas know about Queens? I fuck with you. Shorty always by my side. I know I got issues. I left them ratchet hoes alone. Cause I need that real shit I can fall back on. I know 16 women out there that live without food stamps, wigs, and 30 niggas kids. I fuck with girls that keep they mad on that ones you can never categorize as her might even let her have my son if she acting right. But you gotta treat her right, never wife the ratchet type. I fuck with Erin, got a bachelor's from MIT. She always lecturing on healthy shit for me to eat. Shout out Renee, Shanae, Monet, my cousin Dominique. Study journalism, go expose that Obama creep. I used to woo this Boricua named Felicia. She hooked me up on sneakers, worked at Nike Town. Now she a barista, no Anika, that's my chocolate bar. Used to cheap that reefer, she get cleaner, credit cleaner. Now she co-owning the cleaners. Got my foreign girl Ryan from Andaman Island. She working, smelting the iron. Send me the knot, we can tie it. Body calls in the riot. Samaya, Mariah, bring it my way. Ass so big, you sleep sideways. Aerospace engineer, honor roll, 4 degrees. What y'all niggas know about Queens? I fuck with you. Shorty always by my side. I know I got issues. I left them ratchet hoes alone. Cause I need that real shit I can fall back on. I know 16 women out there that live without food stamps, wigs, and 30 niggas kids. I fuck with you. Know about Queen. I fuck with you. I know about Queen. I fuck with you. Shorty always by my side. I know I got issues. Queen. I fuck with you. I know about Queen. I fuck with you. I know about Queen. I fuck with you, I fuck with you. I know 16 women out there that live,
Yeah, yo, killed that too. Yeah, what you know about them queens? Man, do we got the last call on here, man? Who was this? 415?
Oh yeah, man. This is Two Carol. I follow you brothers on Facebook. I was just tuning in, seeking in on the knowledge.
What's good, brother? Code is at the end. What's on your mind, real quick? What's on your mind, brother?
What was that, brother?
I say, what's on your mind, man? Appreciate you calling that.
Oh, nothing much. I was just feeling grateful for just hearing the knowledge. Feel me? I'm in San Francisco. We don't get taught this stuff out here. Feel me? So like anything I can peep in on and learn is a plus for me. Feel me? So I be watching you brothers on the web and stuff. So I know of you brothers already, and it's just I was just keeping the knowledge, brother.
Hey man, look, man, I appreciate that, man. You know what I mean?
Appreciate your support.
Yeah, yo, that's real.
Right on, bro. Big up to Amen Rock Squad, Timo, Cyrus, Mossi Clan, all you guys, man.
Hey, man. Yeah, we here, man, for the people and the family, man. That's just how we doing it, brother. And, shoot, man, I hear them babies in the background. Definitely hear them babies in the background. So, we that's what we do, man. We ready to stay. That's essential, man. I keep my son close to the wisdom, too, man. Yeah.
Right, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes, that's vital, man. Like you said, we can't keep it. I can't keep it unless I give it away, man. So we giving this away, Yeah, I hear you. Right. We living.
Yeah, brother. Yeah, man, brothers. Thank you, brother. And I'll be hitting you brothers. I've been watching you brothers' upcoming events and stuff.
All right, man. Appreciate that, man. I'm Raw Squad up. Mossi Warrior Clan. Man, y'all know what it is, man. Hey, man, let's take it out, man. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, built for that next move.
It's like real niggas ain't even making shit like this no more. Let me take y'all on the caper, through the common mass state. Niggas increasing the crime rate like, don't start. Ain't no party like a broke rapper party, 'cause a broke rapper party don't start. Don't start. Party like a broke rapper party, 'cause a broke rapper party don't start. Don't start. Ain't no party like a broke rapper party, 'cause a broke rapper party don't start. Yo, fuck your crew. I pull a coup and buckaroo in a canoe. I'm in manure, steering with a random shoe out of the sewer. Laugh from Chirac with rusty gats and steaming. Niggas is dodging belts and walk around like king with my man strays like ricochet slugs from a mag to running up on a pretty nigga for his Gucci bag. My life consists of the block, the ops, the cops dodging the system. A real nigga, they list him all for what? Tons of stuff. Almost caught a battery beating a fat bitch with a Tonka truck. What's love? 'Cause even my flesh and blood putting hot rocks in each other mug. Shot-town nigga, what? All I wanna do is zoom to the big maroon room till I'm getting money with the juice. Rather sell my soul than just be known as a dope dealer. And that's the common mass state of a broke nigga, fireproof. I can sleep on scalding hot coals, dodge a heat-seeking missile. Play the oboe, catch a sail like sickle. Scale the Appalachians, scale down my lyrics so these kids can hear it. Fireproof, I can sleep on scalding hot coals, dodge a heat-seeking missile. Play the oboe, catch a sail like sickle. Scale the Appalachians, tear down my lyrics. I'm still on the run from the devil. My temperature ran over the kettle. Fuck moving for better living. Our children move with the metal. I ran to get run down, sun up to sundown. I ran to foul the cops. Now they locking me uptown. My daily woes had different colors dictate my clothes. My nephew geeked off a YouTube video. He move his body for a body, he black, so we the same body. He fell to the same shotty, the same kid, in the same potty, cause he was using his brains hardly. I know we here to juke it, so take the lead. Go ahead, some niggas found it pleasant to trap all over my forehead. Help me, I'm in panic, I'm feeling manic, depressive. So scared, these niggas in heralds carrying weapons. Like fuck rap with a message, I feel bigger when I pull a trigger. And that's the common mass state of a broke nigga. Fireproof, I can sleep on scalding hot coals, dodge a heat-seeking missile. Play the oboe, catch a sail like sickle. Scale the Appalachians, scale down my lyrics so these kids can hear it. Fireproof, I can sleep on scalding hot coals, dodge a heat-seeking missile. Play the oboe, catch a sail like sickle. Scale the Appalachians, tear down my lyrics so these kids can hear it.
This is the story of a young white broke cat with no cash, trying to make some dough off this notepad. Just know that my hunger equivalent to a great white, trying to be magnificent so I can live the great life. Cause I'm tired of cooking peaches for a wage that's barely minimum. Can't sit around and wait to wanna be no average citizen. Own a couple businesses, face all in the cinemas, and be the best MC to ever come out of these villages. Turn these images into instruments, limitations are limitless. From every word in the thesaurus, just to show them that I got skills. So hopefully one day I can make a song about how I got bills and have a salary that's six figure.
And that's the common mass state of a broke nigga. Fireproof, I can sleep on scalding hot coals, dodge a heat-seeking missile. Play the oboe, catch a sail like sickle. Scale the Appalachians, scale down my lyrics so these kids can hear it. Fireproof, I can sleep on scalding hot coals, dodge a heat-seeking missile. Play the oboe, catch a sail like sickle. Scale the Appalachians, tear down my lyrics so these kids can hear it.
My glory, more, but you don't know the whole story, so I'ma make it known real quick. Never got a show in KC to open for Slick Rick for no pay. Plus I gotta call in sick. About 100 for the travel, another for the hotel. Sure you wanna hit the road, pal? Cause when the CDs don't sell, you're starving for a meal. The past lesbian gives a fuck how you feel, but I'm eating good. Now let me knock on a piece of wood. Good kid from a decent hood. Follow my dreams like the people should. When money comes, it shows, but when it goes, it flows a lot quicker. The weed, the rent, the CDs, the stickers. Shows that the bar's hard to pass the hard liquor. That's the reason why a lot of heads are disfigured.
And that's the common mass state of a broke nigga. Fireproof, I can sleep on scalding hot coals, dodge a heat-seeking missile. Play the oboe, catch a sail like sickle. Scale the Appalachians, scale down my lyrics so these kids can hear it. Fireproof, I can sleep on scalding hot coals, dodge a heat-seeking missile. Play the oboe, catch a sail like sickle. Scale the Appalachians, tear down my lyrics so these kids can hear it.
I used to wanna look like Beyonce, sex appeal Kim with a red run chain, you know. Be a little young hot thing. All the girls I knew had tattoos and tongue rings, but I went on a diet for a week. I was weak, then hopped off that motherfucker in the week. I'm me, but
Geico presents sharing versus oversharing. Today, Bridget Griffin shared a video of her daily yoga routine, 2 self-help articles, and her new blog called Build Your Inner Bridge with Bridge. Girl, your sharing has turned into oversharing. No worries, Bridge. Geico has some info worth sharing with your 7 blog followers, like how you could save money on your car insurance, update your policy, and report a claim just by visiting geico.com. How's that for building your inner bridge? Bridge, Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15%.